Hi, welcome to my demo of Java parser for creating UML class diagram. This is my personal project for COMP202 project. I'm going to explain about how I have went in creating this Java parser for all the different use cases, whatever is mentioned by the professor for this project. And I'll also show the source code along with the execution of it. First, let me go over the README which I'll be uploading in the Git. So this README will explain the different tools and the different libraries which I have used, and also it will list down the instructions on execution of this particular project. So firstly, I've used Eclipse to develop my source code, and also I've used Maven to manage the dependencies. And one important thing is I've used this GraphViz software for displaying the UML class diagrams. And the instructions to execute this particular code is just to download this particular package which I'll be uploading all my source code along with the jar file. And then in the source file path, we can mention the zip files or the archive files of the different test use cases. And this is the path where the UML class diagram is going to be generated. In this example, if you can see, I have mentioned like how a particular test4 use case will be executed. And you can look at like how I have passed different arguments in this use case. Here I'm explaining the different libraries which I've used. Basically, I've used the Java parser library, which uses Java CC for generating AST from Java code. And then I've used different APIs provided by Java parser in developing this. I can explain that in my source code. And then the GraphViz, as I mentioned earlier, is an application which is a standalone application which cannot be integrated with my project. So we have to download this wherever we are executing. And then the plant UML is another Java-based API which I've used for generating my class diagrams. Here is the sample output which I'm giving based on my project and based on the different test cases which the professor has provided. Test case 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth one. Now I'm going to show the actual code itself where I have developed this. So this is my main Java source file where I provide different inputs. Basically, this is a place where I'm giving the source file and the destination file. And the actual parser, which is nothing but the source code parser, is actually mentioned in this particular file. Here I've used the compilation unit APIs for parsing methods, variables, and the different arguments, and the setters and the getters. So essentially, like this is the crux of my code where I actually parse each and individual file, whatever is provided either by the professor, or you can just generate you can give an input to any Java file to this particular program, and then it gives you the output of basically a class diagram. And the code which is actually generating the class diagram is actually the plant UML, and I've created a separate class for this, and this is the place where I differentiate basically different operation boxes for the class diagram. Like for a class or an interface, I define different symbols for that. If it's a variable, a private variable, or a public variable, or a protected, I differentiate that here. And this is explicitly what my plant UML expects for it to show it as the output. So this is the code for my plant UML, and I have created separate classes for the variable and the UML method. Everything is updated in the README as well along with it. And let me execute my main program here. I'll quickly show where I have updated my configurations or the arguments in this. For example, the input is in this particular location. I am giving you a demo of test 5, and the output is going to be in this particular location. So once I execute this, I can open the, once it is done, I can open the test 5 code. And this is the sample class diagram for the test 5. So this is how you can execute from the Eclipse. Now let me show how we can execute from the package once if you want to download it through the package. Let me show it from the scratch, where I first clean the package, like basically clean up whatever stuff I have, and then build my new jar file. So I am in this particular location. The jar files is going to be here. And typically what I do is I actually just rename this particular jar file to say UML parser, and then I come out of this, and then I just execute this particular thing like this, like I use it through parse it through the UML parser. And this is an example for test 4. Okay, let me start all the tests. Let me show you the output of all the tests. So okay, this is test1.png. It actually parses all the Java files, and if you look at the commands, it is parsing all the Java files. So this is test1.png. This is a use case for test 1. And let me show you for test 2. Okay, so test 2 is executed. This is the class diagram for test 2. Then let me execute for test 3. This is a sample for test 3. Now let me show for test 4. Test 4 is one of the good tests where it depicts a lot of things. So if you look at it, I have clearly shown the different classes, the different interfaces, and then the getters and the setters, and then the instance variables and different methods along with the return type. Then let me show you the test 5. This is for the test 5. And I open the test 5, and here you go. So this is a test 5 use case. So so this is how my source code, my Java parser works for the Java source code, and it generates the UML class diagrams for different use cases. I'll be mentioning this link in the README as well. So if anybody wants to take a look, they can just take a look as well. And thanks for watching this video.